Yeah, so my question is, what can people do in order to get beyond the world of appearances that seems to really control, people's day-to-day lives and
Well, the best you can do is inform them that there's more to see than what appears. Well, good luck. People are looking like guys looking at women and say, "No, you're not really seeing that." By the way, you might get bopped in the head. You're not careful, all right? So you tell a woman, "What are you looking at?" "I'm watching my kid over here." "No, you're not seeing that." Well, so we're talking about levels of reality. So the physical level is a more fundamental level of reality. And so what you see is what you get. But that's not all you can see. The mind can see more than that. So then we're talking about different levels of consciousness, which is good for practitioners and people in yogic training where they care about such things. But not very many people out here want to know too much beyond what they see and what they can appreciate from their own level of, let's say, physical interest, physical reality. So then we're talking about going to different levels of intelligence. Physical body level of intelligence, emotional level of intelligence. Right? People don't like to see people getting killed, right? And that's not what they want to see. Then it's causal level of intelligence, right? Call it that, causal. That means thinking about, how the thing happened and what happened, and thinking about what the origin of the sequence of events that wound up in a disaster. People don't want to know about it. They don't want to know how it happened. They just don't want to know who did it and so on. So then there's a knowledge element to appearances. People just don't want to be reminded of certain things. And there's, of course, the mental level, and what you see in your head, which is not what you see in the physical. Right? That's the advantage we have. Or we can create what we want to see mentally in some cases. So what you see is part of the illusion, the dream, or the Hindus would call it Maya. I mean, it's already changing. Who you've seen yesterday is no longer the same. What you've seen today is no longer the same. And so while they have a physical body, for the most part, it's temporary, but that doesn't tell you the consciousness of the person. So what you're looking at, you may not be able to know, right? Unless you can see beyond the physical, and then you have a better understanding of what you're seeing, or what you can know about what you're seeing. In some cases, when you're evolved enough, then you actually say, well, I know what this person is thinking or feeling. So you have a sense for it, right? And so you're then relating to the psychic level of it, and that's another level of seeing, the psychic level.
Would you say that spiritual practice is something that can allow you to be more sensitive to those?
Well, spiritual practice is a way of being in tune with your own spiritual intelligence, right? So one thing can evolve to another thing or level. You start at one level and you can evolve to having a better understanding of who's around you and who you are, in fact. The idea, of course, is more importantly to know who you are and what you're capable of instead of being interested in appearances. So you got to start with your mind. And why you may be interested in looking at certain appearances. That's a good inquiry. Why do you like looking at women in a certain way, or men, or cars and hubcaps, or horses, or anything. Why? What in you needs to see? What? So this is part of the psychology and the evolution of spiritual practice in terms of your perceptions, what they're about, where they came from in some cases. Right? If it's family, great. If it's not family, and you might be curious about why you see things and hear things and feel things or smell things or taste things your way, and that differs from your family or your friends. What makes you a unique perceiver? And that's, I guess you might call it an individual issue. See, that you're an individual, so you should be perceiving things as an individual, and being an individual as well, right? The deeper you go, let's say, in terms of the spiritual practice, the truer you resonate with yourself. So that yourself is not really just social, because that might be theatrics, wanting to act like other people and be part of the club or part of the circle or part of the situation, right? The family, so friends, relatives, so on. So that's part of it. That's not who you are. That's what you can do. So we have to distinguish what you really are as an intelligence beyond what it is you can do as a guy or a jerk or an individual, a dude, or a man, or whatever it is you assume yourself to be or working from.
So would you say it's knowing oneself on a deeper level, or knowing one's, almost...
That's the most important thing.
True essence, or whatever you want.
Well, if you can get to that point, right? If you can get to true essence, right, it's over. Well, I got the true essence last night. I don't need to know anything else. I know it all now, yeah. You and you and you, we're all true essence. End the story. Comment? Okay, good.